It's Rumours and Signings time on Phoenix TV again, and Pete and I are going to have a wee look at how the other teams in the league are shaping up and who they've signed, who they're supposed to have signed, and then we can laugh at because they've signed. And I've got one there for you anyway. Right, last week we looked at Basingstoke, Bracknell and Guildford. There's a couple of additions to that. Basingstoke have signed a guy called Miroslav Vantroba. Now this guy looks really, really good. He's Czech League, Czech Second League, Czech Extra League. He looks like he can put up some big numbers for Basingstoke over there. And, of course, we've got the not returnings. Nicky Watt, he's gone to Peterborough. I did say that we could have a laugh at one of the signings. We got Nicky there. And a couple of rumours, Connor Standing to re-sign, Cameron Wynne to re-sign, and Jacob Corson-Heron. Now, it's a wee rumour that he's heading up the M6. Now, that could be Telford, that could be us, could be Blackburn, don't really know, but there's a wee bit going around the leagues that he's not going to be at Basingstoke next season. Pete, Vantroba, do you know anything about him at all?
I've got someone, I've never really heard of him, apart from obviously what you were telling me before we came on air. But yeah, it sounds like it could be a pretty decent signing for him. Obviously, they've got to try and shore up the defence a little bit more because obviously they've lost Stevie Lyle. Was a main reason for their success and obviously the low goals against they had. So yeah, getting a big body in like that is probably going to help kind of shore up that defence and protect the goalie behind.
Absolutely. Moving on to Bracknell, we're still not got a lot coming out of there apart from their new owners, but rumour has it that they've got a big event coming up next weekend where they are going to announce their whole team. That could be interesting in their little Bracknell club down there, so that'll be a big night down there. But so far, Gareth Cox will be back as coach, and Lucas Smittle has signed on again. And Tominet's not returning, and now he's rumoured to have re-signed. Pete's a bit of a strange one, putting your whole team out all at once.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, again, something you were saying off camera was that obviously they've not had a great uptake on season tickets, and with like a new company coming in, so maybe people are a little bit wary. So obviously, whereas we kind of drip feed and try and get people talking and obviously keep the buzz going, maybe they just need a full kind of blast of publicity to get people sort of coming down to the rink and believe that they're actually going to be there, and it's not some kind of marketing ploy.
All right, on to Guildford, and a bit of interest to Phoenix fans on Guildford's make-up at the moment. Branislav Kvetan and Stuart Potts are back, so just need them to re-sign Plant, and we've got the Plant pot line again next year, which we have a laugh at every year. Still funny, I thought anyway. Nathan Rempel, he's packing his skates and he's off back to Canada. And James Hadfield, he's to re-sign. Rick Skeen's going to have one more year before hanging him up. And a couple of interest to Phoenix. The worst kept secret in the EPL, Tom Duggan has signed for Guildford. Pete, we knew it was going to happen really with finishing his university up this way. He's a southern boy, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the problems we have up north is attracting obviously the players to come up, because obviously most of the teams are in the south. I'd kind of heard it on good authority that he'd signed for sort of Bracknell, so a little taken back that he'd signed with Guildford, but obviously you've got to say with Guildford and Bracknell, if you're going to look for winning trophies, you've got to really look at Guildford, so, and it's a place he knows as well. So yeah, it's a bit gutted that he's not back, because obviously we all know what a quality player is, but on the upside it means someone else is going to get the chance to kind of step up.
And the last one, Marcus Christopherson to Guildford. Again, it's just a rumour at the moment, but I do know that he has left Mulhouse, because on their site it said that he will not be back. Of course, Mulhouse is the team that Andre Poziville's gone to for next season. But Christopherson, Hoppy, Longstaff and Christopherson first line, that could be frightening. Yeah,
well, again, Longstaff's one of the masters of passing the puck, and we had Hoppe and Christopherson between another master of the puck. Tony, it kind of led to a championship. And obviously Guildford have got strength and depth, so if he does go, yeah, they're going to be even stronger than they are. But again, can he recreate that chemistry with a different centre?
And he hasn't met our Robert yet, has he?
Well, exactly, there is that as well.
Right, on to the new teams. 3 more teams for this week, and I'm going to start off with our own people. It's about time that we had a wee bit of a recap. We will talk about the team makeup later on with Pete and Jake. But Tony Hand, we know he's back as a coach. Is he coming back to play? Well, it's another couple of months before we'll find that one out. We've got Michael Cerny, we've got James Archer, we've got Luke Boothroyd, and the two new ones, we've got... Well, we're not going to tell them yet, are we, Pete? We'll get that on the signing news. So we'll leave
That's just me leading it up to that, and then...
And of course, Barry, Tom and Andre not coming back. As always, Pete, it's looking good. Early doors. Tony's working his magic again.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of players back who've obviously played for us before, so they kind of know what to expect. Obviously, Sony's back for a second year, so it won't be as much of a kind of shock to him almost, the level of the EPL, so could potentially see even more out of him. Obviously, Bakalik, who we've signed, has played before. He's put up a lot of points, and with a better centre as well, again, he could rack up even more points. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, if Tony does play, and you'd imagine if he does, he'll be up front probably in the first line. Those two could really put up some very good numbers. Obviously, Boothroyd back. Everyone knows what you get with Boots. Secret sniper on the power play. And also, you know, rock solid at the back. Did well enough to actually get onto the GB squad as well, which, again, I think was thoroughly deserved. James Archer, he's like part of the furniture now, isn't he? You know? Yeah. And again, I think he could be one of the players who may be able to kind of step it up and be this season's Tom Duggan, as it were, almost, kind of take that next step. Mackenzie and Poseville, yeah, bit of a shame they've gone, but again, I think they can be replaced.
Right, Milton Keynes, they were pretty quiet, but all of a sudden a lot's happened over the last week or so. Nick Poole is coach. He hasn't told us whether he's going to skate again or not. I would say he'd probably be on the bench this year, looking at the way the team's going. So far, they've signed Blas Emersic, Yanni Jokela, Captain Carr, Lee Jameson, Ross Green, Michael Farn, Lewis Christie, and of course Stephen Wall, the netminder. And a new signing, one that I still would love to see up here. Tom Carlin has signed from Peterborough. Not returning, we know that Nicky Chin and Chris Wiggins are not coming back. Nicky is with his fire training job, and with Milton Keynes moving to Coventry to play this season, he's going to find the travelling a bit hard. And Chris Wiggins is probably going to go where Nicky goes. Kamil Twertek, that's a bit of a strange one. He was signed, but there was a bit of an internal problem, which quite rightly they're keeping in-house and we don't know about. But he's not going back to them. That'll be a big blow to them. And Connor Good, rumoured to have re-signed. And again, the Twerdak thing, he's in talk with the Jets. Pete, it's pretty much looked the same from Milton Keynes.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of sort of like old familiar faces there. Again, maybe they're sticking with a tried and tested kind of formula. They know what they're going to get, and hopefully, again, with having so many kind of familiar faces, they can hit the ground running with the team chemistry. Nick Poole, yeah, I agree with you. I think he's just going to be on the bench. Because I think he hung up his skates for the tail end of last season, and they got another import in because of it. But again, he's always there just in case an import goes down. They've got someone kind of in-house. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, Nicky Chin, Chris Wiggins going. Bit of toughness there that's going to need to be replaced. It'll be interesting to see who they get in.
Yeah, and the last one for this week, Peterborough Phantoms. Oh, you just never know what's going on down at Peterborough. How many players they keep, how many they let go, when they go, they come back, and all sorts. The ones that we know that are coming back are Tom Norton, Lewis Hook, the Ferrara brothers, James, Robert and Luke, Will Weldon and Declan Balmer. Tom Soar has come in from Telford, and the surprising one to everybody, Nicky Watt, has moved from Basingstoke to Peterborough. Tom Carlin, yeah, well, he was supposed to have gone on a two-way to Nottingham, with Peterborough being the prime sort of team for him. That seems to have swapped round as of news this morning, so he may well be sort of Nottingham and guesting for Peterborough. Not really sure on that one. Joe Graham, he's not returning. We talked about that last week. There's a rumour that he might be heading up this way, so who knows. Damien King has re-signed apparently. Jordan Cowney going back to Scotland, probably to Dundee. And Jeff Glower, he's signed, he hasn't signed, he's signed, he hasn't signed. The latest is he's signed. Peterborough, strange bunch down there, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, especially last year, they went through about like 427 players in a week or something. In all seriousness, though, yeah, I mean, Peterborough, they seem to be a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. One week they can't hit a cow's rear end with a banjo, and then the next week they're beating some of the top teams. I mean, we obviously had a problem with them a couple of times last year, so they've got potential. And obviously with like Nicky Watt and maybe Scott coming in, they've got a bit more kind of punch up front.
That was a strange one, Nicky going there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, was it financial? Was it he generally thinks he's got more chance of winning stuff there? Was there no other interest? It's an interesting one, but yeah, I mean, if people can get a bit more consistency together, then they can cause damage to quite a lot of teams.
I just love the way they play. I call it kamikaze hockey. You know, we'll score more goals than you, and it's great to watch. You always get an interesting game with Peterborough.
Well, yeah, if it works well for them. When it doesn't, it can be a bit ugly on them. But yeah, I mean, again, I think it's just a bit of consistency. If they can kind of get that going, then Peterborough could be a team to look out for. Probably not for a league kind of championship, but possibly playoffs and the cup competitions. They could do quite well in.
Right, well, that's all the news we got for this week. We'll keep you updated on Phoenix TV programmes every time they come out. And as we say, always, with the rumours, who's coming, who's going, especially to Phoenix. If it ain't on Phoenix TV, it ain't happening.